And in the same breath and spirit, I would also want to remind my good brother, the Senator for Narok, Senator Olekina, that as you celebrate today because you are able to snatch something from somebody, tomorrow something will be snatched from you, and you shall...
Yes, Senator Olekina.
Mr. Speaker, this is a house of rules, and our standing orders dictate that we must respect each other. Mr. Speaker, it is a little bit ludicrous and actually childish, if I can use those words, for a colleague to be able to use derogative terms on the other. Those are very clear terms. Because, Mr. Speaker, if there is any point that I'm celebrating because, Mr. Speaker, I'm on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, just like you demanded, but I'm on a point of order. You know the rules, Majority Leader. Mr. Speaker, you will be given your time to cough all you want. Mr. Speaker.
Let him finish.
Mr. Speaker, I am not being insulted because whatever the senator said here I also took it as insult. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we have to, the way you demanded that my colleague, Senator Otsotsi, substantiate matters, I am requesting you, Mr. Speaker, to extend the same to the distinguished senator who spoke here before me. Sorry, I forgot his name. But I have a lot of respect because whatever he said, I considered it completely out of order.
Thank you, Senator Chalun Cheriot.
Mr. Speaker, we need your determination.
Language that is respectful towards a colleague. Senator Ledama wants to demand that he be addressed with decorum and respect, while at the same time calling a colleague senator childish. That is really unfortunate. Did you hear him, Mr. Speaker? And if he did say that, why are you permitting him, Mr. Speaker, to continue with his speech while being insultive to a colleague senator? He can choose to disagree with the contents of his speech. I think Senator Medhu said Senator Ledama snatched something from a colleague. I want to believe that he's within the space, actually, of reality, because I know Senator Ledama 2 weeks ago was complaining all over on Twitter, on Facebook, how he wants to ditch ODM. Senator Sifuna had to give way for him to get the position that he has. So I think Senator Medhu is right when he says that actually Senator Ledama Olekina snatched from Senator Sifuna something. But it is not right for him to say Senator Medhu is childish.
Honorable senators, let us have respect for one another. You know, we are elected senators in this house. And therefore, let us kindly use parliamentary language as much as possible, practically possible. So, Senator Olekina, did you say the member for Nyandarua, Senator Medhu, is childish?
Mr. Speaker, when I rose to speak here, I rose on a point of order because I was aggrieved by the sentiments of my colleague. I think the first thing, Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, is for you to rule on that matter, then I can be able to adjudicate on the other issue. But as it is, Mr. Speaker, we have a matter that is yet to be determined. And our standing orders are quite clear. Mr. Speaker,
yeah,
Standing Order 98 is very clear.
If you did not say you did not or you did...
Mr. Speaker, what I said is that the utterances were childish. I never said that he's childish. I said the utterances. Okay, utterances. You cannot come here and say someone snatched something from another. It's simple English. Utterances were childish. That's what I said, Mr. Speaker.
But what he said is more polite than...
So that...
Yeah. So I want us senators, please, I beg you again, let us conduct ourselves in a decorum way. You know, so many Kenyans are watching this space now. They are watching their TVs. Some TV channels are live. But then if we, senators, you know, before I joined the Senate, personally, I was very impressed by the way senators actually conducted themselves. But this time round, we are not doing so well. So far, we are not doing so well. Can you finish? Can you finish your time? 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I am sure from the conduct of both of us, you can be able to
snatching something from somebody.
No.
Maybe, if you say something from somebody, just be direct what happened. Maybe it will be...
all right, Mr. Speaker. But the point that I was making is that from the conduct of both of us, you can be able to tell who is childish. I don't want to pursue that matter further. The only good word that can describe me can only be youthful. If it is childish, he can only be describing himself. Now, Mr. Speaker, as I want to go to the next point that I was making, the word snatched has been used just the other day by the leader majority when he was describing the senator for Homa Bay. But that far from the point. The point that I was making is that the good senator for Narok took, or rather was awarded a position that was initially meant to be for the senator of Nairobi,
okay,
which is just internal. Yeah. And he should not just celebrate because he got it from another person. He should not celebrate because...
Your time is up, Senator
okay.
Medu.
Thank you.
Let us have Senator, the last one now, Senator Beatrice Akinyi Oyomo. Only members remember that we are joining this house at 5:30.
Thank you.
5:30 p.m.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I take my position to contribute in this matter, I want to say from the onset that I support the list that has been provided in the House, on the floor by the majority leader and supported by the minority leader. I only wanted to put 2 points clear. I hear from the other side a mention of the word fairness. And I want to state in the House that the little arguments you hear from our coalition is just evidence of the democratic space that we enjoy in our coalition. Yes, I want to state from the onset that the democracy we have, majority leader Senator Methu, is such that we discuss and come up with an amicable position. And it is me on the floor, and I want to say that we support that position provided by our leaders. The only thing, Honorable Speaker, that I want to put to the House is that when we move from this position to go and elect our chairs and vice chairs, I would urge the House, and particularly the ruling coalition, that you live by the word of His Excellency the President, who stated that there's lots of progress that has been made by women in this country, and we want to see that demonstrated when we elect chairmen and vice chairs of committees. Honorable Speaker, that was emphasized by the President in his speech about the progress of women, and we want to see women chairs and women vice chairs. Otherwise, I support the list fully.
As I call the mover now to reply this motion, you can see there are no other much interest. Honorable senators, you made some determination that we are joining this house at 5:30 p.m. And now it is exactly 5 minutes to 5:30. And I must read all this list. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, thank you to colleagues who contributed. I know there are many colleagues who still want to speak on this issue of committees. But remember, on Tuesday, we have a motion, a similar motion, on membership to committees of the sessional committees. So I want to believe our colleagues will have a chance. So I plead with you, because we must conclude this business by 5:30, allow us to conclude. Thank you, colleague senators, for your indulgence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.